The hardest part is taking yourself out the equation.
Boutique, and what does boutique actually mean?
He said, this is an instrument that Carver Cigars started from.
This is the Puff Sip Chat. My name is Reggie Kimble. Join us as we explore the world of premium cigars and whiskey with the people who make it possible.
This is Reggie Kimble, aka Stickman #1, coming to you from Puff Sip Chat Studios. Special guest, Mr. Frank Woods of Carver Cigars. But we're going to talk to him in just a second. You know, I got to first pay the bills. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. Check out Loyal to Ash. Go to puffsipchat.com. Our Loyal to Ash cigar subscription. You get 4 to 5 fantastic premium sticks every month. Tell them Stickman #1 sent you. Use code PUFF6. Use code PUFF6 for a great discount. So, I want to chop it up with my brother, man. Came all the way down from Atlanta to hang out with me in the studio.
So
Mr. Frank Woods of Carver Cigars. Welcome, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Always good to catch up with you.
Yes, always
You know?
a pleasure.
Yeah. Did you recover from hanging out last night, getting a couple cigars here in Tampa?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay. All right.
We're going to spruce it up.
We're going to spruce it up. Okay. We got to wake you up.
Like,
man.
wake it up.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I chose today's drink because I said he probably smoked 1 or 2 too many cigars, if there's such a thing. Maybe 1 or 2 drinks, maybe, if there's such a thing. But I said, let me wake this brother up with a little Nika coffee grain whiskey.
Nika.
So cheers, brother, for coming on the Puff Sip Chat.
Cheers.
So those who know me close knows that Nika coffee grain is one of my favorite whiskeys, Japanese whiskey, and it's just a phenomenal whiskey. Let's just start off, man.
Okay.
Because I know who you are.
Right.
The people out there don't know who you are. So can you share with the listeners kind of the story behind Frank Woods, Carver Cigars,
Okay.
and how this all came to be, man?
Okay. It's funny because I call it the Broadway play, right?
Okay.
So
okay.
Carver Cigars started from a family tradition that, you know, kind of sparked from tragedy. So, so we, you know, special occasions, you know, it could be something. Hey, Uncle Mike just caught this 8-pound bass, you know. Let's light up a cigar, you know. So, you know, it's funny because, well, it's not funny, it's tragic because Dad and Uncle Mike passed within a year of each other.
When they were brothers.
They were brothers. So Dad was the
within
oldest.
A year.
Yeah,
Wow.
within a year. And, you know, we're getting the funeral arrangements, you know, together. And that night, I'm sitting at the round table, which is on my back porch. So when you come,
Circle of truth.
Circle of truth. I'm sitting there, and they're not there. And I'm smoking by myself. And we used to always joke about, hey, we're going to have our own. We're going to have our own one day. We're going to have our own line. You know, Dad was real big on that, you know, getting your own and whatnot. And, you know, it was a little alcohol infused night. I was, you know, I was feeling it, you know, I was in my feelings. So, Reg, no lie. I ran in the house, grabbed some bombs, had those old school grocery lists on the side of the refrigerator with the magnet, ripped the sheet off, got one of the nephew's crayons, started writing out the business plan. And keep in mind, I forgot 3 months later, I had a trip booked to the DR. So I had this piece of notebook paper. I'm going to show it to you. And I still got it. And things just started falling into place. I started meeting people. So took a vacation 3 months later to Puerto Plata, DR. Met some young brothers down there, man. They had a lounge, but, you know, they had a factory and their own farm and everything.
Okay.
And we just
met the right people there.
Man, we just vibed and hit it off. And I'm still in contact with them to this day. And, man, everything just fell in place. So, you know, people throw that term divine intervention out, but I can't see it being anything
but that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that kind of kicked things off.
Kind of kicked things off.
That started it. So you had the unfortunate passing of your father.
Right.
And then that kind of, because of the love of cigars and the experience that you guys have smoking cigars together, it kind of sparked that.
Yeah.
That flame inside you, like, you know what, I should do this.
I'm gonna do it because I feel like the ball was handed off to him, you know, and you gotta either gonna fumble.
It's what he might have wanted you to do, almost, right?
So
okay, all right.
And it's funny, like I find myself with the fellas, or you know, even flashback to when we were in E-Boy sitting around the table. That brought back memories. So every time I see a group of people sitting around smoking together, I was like, okay, I tend to light up a little bit. I'm like,
brother, I'm gonna sound like a broken record because I've said this probably one time, too many times on this show. And especially I say this to people who are new to cigars or never smoked cigars or don't quite understand the culture. I tell them at the end of the day, it's not even about this.
It's not.
This is just something we do. It's almost like a prop or a tool. Of course, we enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. We love the flavor. We love the relaxation that this provides. But at the end of the day, it's about the conversations, the relationships, the experiences, the memories that you create while you happen to be smoking one of these cigars.
He's a good friend of mine, Dr. Cedric Sanders. He said something. He said, this is an instrument that was designed to slow time down. You know,
that's true.
I guarantee that you and I could go somewhere and sit with perfect strangers.
We do it all the time, actually.
Yeah, we sit with perfect strangers, and at the end of the night, we're going to know something about everybody we sat down at the table and probably have a newfound respect for them.
That's right. Even if we have different backgrounds, different beliefs, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that cigar sort of is the kind of neutralizer.
Yeah, it's the icebreaker, it's the neutralizer, it's the peace pipe, it's the, you know, what have you.
So we talked about Nika coffee grain whiskey, y'all, but of course, we would not pair this whiskey, this great whiskey, with nothing else but a Carver cigar, man. So which one are you smoking?
I am smoking the Fascia Viola.
Fascia Viola.
Now, what this is, and this is, you know, one of my cousins I was telling you about. Story behind it, a 19-year-old kid, blown out knee, home from school, depressed, not knowing what I'm going to do with my life. My cousin Mike lived in Aviano, Italy. Sent for him.
Wow. Was he a military guy or something?
Ex-military.
Ex-military guy? Okay.
Spent some time over there with him, learned about business, learned about relationships, learned that everybody does not think like we think over here, and just gave me a whole new perspective on life. Fortunately, Mike passed a few years back. So,
oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
So that's Fascia Viola. It's Italian for purple headband. So, purple band. So it's for Mike.
It's for Mike. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What's the flavor profile on that?
It's Dominican, you know, blend with just a hint of coffee liqueur.
Okay. Very nice.
It pairs very well.
I was about to say, that's like, I didn't even plan that.
Yeah.
And I'm smoking on the Cadence, right?
You're smoking on the
Cadence Connecticut blend. So tell people, because I'm not going to do this justice. Tell me about the Cadence.
It's a triple thread. It's actually Dominican filler, Nicaraguan wrapper. I'm sorry, Nicaraguan filler.
It's pretty mild stick from what I'm getting so far, which is great because it's early. For those who don't know, it's about 1:30 in the afternoon when we're filming this, so try not to turn up too much right now. Nice, easy smoke. Yeah, nice. Easy sip is what I want right now.
Exactly. And it's the same stick as my Nadia blend, just a Connecticut wrapper. And it's a little spicier because that's actually named after my niece.
Okay.
So, you know, all the cigars are named after people that had a contribution in my life. So.
What's the creative process like for you, man? How do you, because that's what always trips me up. I'll tell you, when people ask me about Puffs or Chat and how do I do the episodes, I'm always like, sometimes just getting started is the hardest thing to do.
Well, the hardest part is taking yourself out the equation. Because everybody doesn't like what I like.
That's right. And we all have a little bit of ego we have to manage and control. Right?
Yeah, you got to check your ego. That's the hardest part.
Oh, it's definitely hard. No, it's easier said than done.
Generally, what we'll do is anytime something new comes about, I'll get a group of people together. Different backgrounds, guys, novice smokers, guys have been smoking since before I was born. I won't even put a label on it. And I'll give them an index card. Tell me what you think. And like you said, you got to take your ego out because I've had some misses.
To me, it's clear, number one, you have a meaning behind the Carver Cigar brand, an important meaning, right? You're kind of paying homage to family.
Right.
Which is, you know, I know, again, I'm stating the obvious, but everyone doesn't necessarily feel this way, but I feel like family is everything.
Right.
And so you're paying homage to that. But then you have to kind of be that driver, that passion. Because when you start talking about this great idea, paying homage to family, but now you have to turn it into a real business, you know, how how do you keep that fuel going, that passion for cigars when, you know, it's now a business? I know why I started it, but now it's kind of like, you kind of sometimes forget that original thought. At least I have in my past.
No, you hit it on the head. That's really the hard part. So it's in order to kind of keep me grounded, because, you know, when it first started out, it was fun. Mm-hmm. And then, just like anything, business started taking the place of fun. I'm like, I got to get back. So, you know, I started going out more to lounges, even lounges that don't sell my product. Just going out, sitting with the people, and don't even tell them who I am, and then let them ask.
One thing I got to say is that I've always been very impressed by the Carver Cigars label. Mm-hmm. And, excuse me, the labels always seem to be really nicely designed, man. What's that like? Is that all you too? You have help with that? Or?
Believe it or not, my son actually designed that label.
Okay.
Yeah, he's quite the artist. But even with the label, I did the label like the product testing, sent it out to several different people. A lot of whom you know.
Okay. People in the industry, yeah.
People in the industry. Stone Mountain Public House, Rory Webb, you know, he was instrumental.
Shout out to Stone Mountain Public House, one of my favorite lounges.
That's my home lounge.
Okay. So you there all the time?
I'm there a lot. Okay. Rory, Anya Ramirez.
Yes. Yeah.
She gave me some great feedback.
She used the word earlier about boutique brands. And I asked a question of several larger brand owners about boutique and what does boutique actually mean, and what is the phase or the stage, or how long does it have to be before somebody can say, hey, I'm no longer a boutique brand? I said, I nobody ever really defined it. And believe it or not, that question stumped so many people. But I learned the answer.
What was that?
Well, I think somebody gave me the best answer.
Okay.
And I would say this. The best answer was given to me by Oscar Rodriguez of GTO Cigars. Awesome. He said, typically about 1 million units a year and above. He said it's based on volume. Wow. If you're moving over 1 million cigars a year, which seems like a very big number.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm not in that side of the business, so it just sounds really large to me. But 1 million and above is where you can say, I'm no longer a boutique brand anymore. That means, to me, that probably tells me that most of the cigars of the world are boutique brands. There's probably only a handful that aren't boutique. Really? But hey, you cigar people in the world, y'all can educate me, right? Because you guys might call me and send me a message and say, million's nothing, Reggie. Most of them are doing 10 million. I don't know. Anyway, since you are a boutique brand, based on that definition, inherently there's challenges in being just a startup in any kind of industry. But now, in this particular world, what hurdles maybe have you overcome, and lessons that you've learned in this short time that you've been around?
Of course, the naysayers, but, you know, that's...
Unfortunately, I was going to have them.
Yeah, but, you know, it's a twist on that, because that's validation that you're doing something right. Nobody's talking about you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, if you don't have a few haters out there.
Yeah, right? I need the haters, so thank you, haters.
So the world of cigars, man, is, when you think about where you are now in your journey, being a young cigar company, and you think about some of these big global brands, they're like full of tradition. The whole cigar world is all about tradition. If you were to fast forward 20 years from now, 40 years from now, you know, you look and say, man, that's the tradition that Carver Cigars that established.
Right.
What would be your tradition?
What would be my tradition? Man, I dream about this. I would like to see either somebody I don't know, have no inkling of who they are, right? Celebrate a significant moment and pull out some Carvers. You know,
they say this is that's the brand we need. This is a special occasion.
Exactly.
This is a special moment for me, for my family, for my friends.
Right.
And I go into the lounge and I'm looking at all the cigars that I could particularly choose from, and I go for the Carver cigar. But if you had to pair your cigars with one drink, what would it be?
I'll tell you my go-to. And we mentioned the Public House, right? All right, so anybody in Atlanta, go to Stone Mountain Public House. The bartender's name is Mia.
Okay.
She makes a smoke.
Mia is bad. She talk a lot of trash.
Yeah, she does. But she makes a smoked old-fashioned, right? With bamboo rum. But the way she smokes it, and you know, particularly those of us who smoke, you know, medium bowl or medium, it just pairs so well. And that's my go-to. That's my personal go-to.
Okay. But somebody just starting today, what would advice in the few years that you've been doing it, and you said, man, if I could save somebody from doing this, making this mistake, what would it be?
I would say, first, I'll do your homework. I would talk to different brands, because what I am finding, the boutique brands, the community, it's almost like we're a club, because Kevin Brown, Conscious Cigars. I hope I got his last name.
Yeah, Kevin Brown. Yeah, right here, Tampa homeboy. Tampa, right here.
Good guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Good, met him at a cutting light. Good guy, good friend, wealth of knowledge. Great product. Desiree Drunk Chicken. You know, you mentioned Mega Legend. Even GT Oscar's awesome. You know, and several others. You know, I'm trying to say them all because I don't want to forget anybody. But we all talk to each other. And I can honestly say we're all friends, or we share best practices, and you know, you
don't see that in a lot of industries.
You don't see that, and we need to keep that going, because a lot of times I'll get a call and say, "Hey, do you know such and such with such and such lounge? I was telling him about you," and vice versa. I do all that, so it's good networking. So I would say anybody starting out, definitely network. Definitely test your product, because you know anyone can go to a roller and say, "Hey, give me 1B off the shelf."
Don't do that. Please, y'all. Listen to this, man. Please do not do that.
Give me 1B off the shelf. Now you spend the money on packaging, labeling, getting it out there and everything, and now you got a product that only you like. And you know, and it's what I said earlier. Sometimes you got to take yourself out of the equation. So you know, get you a round table of various palettes and test it out. Hey, what do you guys think? And take the feedback. Don't take it personal, you know, just take it as constructive feedback, and then, you know, tweak and monitor and modify from there.
And only do that after you've spent the time to educate yourself too, right? Exactly. Become a tobacconist, you know. You know, get into it.
Travel.
Don't be that guy or that gal who just says, we call them label slappers, like basically what you just said, right? They just pick something off the shelf, slap the label on it, and went.
Exactly. And don't get hung up on price. Yeah, you created a stick. Okay, this is going to be a $60 stick. You know, it's
big pet peeve of mine. Now you touching on something.
Yeah, it is, because I'll be honest. One of the best cigars I ever had in my life was rolled here in Tampa at was it La Perona? $5.
Yeah, that's right. You get quality sticks, and that's not the only one. There's several hand rolled right here in Tampa that just cost a few dollars. So
you don't even have
a track record. Nobody's ever heard of you, and you want somebody to pay $20 retail for your stick.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this is controversial. I know I probably shouldn't take this strong of a stance, but I just don't like that.
I don't even.
I just don't like. I think it's a new not when you can go get a Perdomo, AJ Fernandez cigar for $10, and those cigars are consistently good, most of quality, been around forever. Yeah. But then you coming out and you're gonna go $10 more than them.
$10, and I'm saying that, you know, particularly with the new people coming in the industry, bragging about it. You know, buying a 20-pack of Robustos. Oh man, I paid $350 for these, and I'm like, why? You know, what? Is it that good?
I could have got you 20 sticks for about $60 that you'd have liked too.
Exactly. So, you know.
Man, well, thank you for coming on the show, brother.
Thank you for having me.
I feel like I know you better.
Right.
I definitely know the Carver Cigars story better. Your inspiration behind it. I mean, I think it's beautiful, man. I think your father and your uncle will be proud, brother. So congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. We're here to support that Puff Sip Chat, man. So this is Mr. Frank Woods, y'all, of Carver Cigars. Came all the way down from the ATL to hang out with me in the studio. So, hey, as always, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think. Don't forget about the Loyal to Ash subscription. Use code PUFF6 at puffsipchat.com for a great discount. And go check out Carver Cigars. If they're not in your local cigar lounge, tell them, get Carver Cigars in there and check this man out, Mr. Frank Woods, Carver Cigars. Then go to carvercigars.com, right? Yes. Learn all about your brand.
Carver Cigar Co.
carvercigarco.com. Check out the brand. We'll flash that up on the screen. And so, brother, my man, thank you again.
Thank you.
We're going to sit back, y'all, and smoke a little bit more of these Carver cigars, and we're gonna sip on a little bit of this legal coffee grain. So until next time, I'm Stickman #1. Puff, sip, chat, repeat. I'm out. Peace.